Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Gosei Great Megazord and the Gosei Grand Megazord figures. The reason they're called that, which seems weird there's an explanation for it, is because this basically used to be the Retrofire line, but I guess they retconned that title, and so these are just by the regular names, so much so that on some Amazon listing without proper pictures made people think that they were on sale for cheap. Or, you know, the larger versions. Anyhow, we'll go ahead and we'll just jump right into this with, we'll start with Gosei Great since he comes first. So with this, you obviously get the figure itself. And then I'm not going to show the packaging. I only brought this in, this little part, because, I don't know, I thought it was neat. Because it just shows, it says Gosei Great Megazord, there's no Retrofire title or anything. You got the picture of him here, and the main reason I brought it in is because this shows a little picture of the figure, which appears to be one of the, you know, the earlier images, and it looks a little more stylized. The body primarily looks the same, but if you can see, the little, like, wings on his helmet are a little longer, so that's the only reason I brought that in to show. And then it does come with a card here. It says Gosei Great Megazord in an action pose. We will show its sounds real quick in the Gosei Morpher to get started. So it says Megaforce Megazord, as does Gosei Grands. I will show it anyway. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the figure first. First, going off the details. So the head sculpt, I have to say, is pretty nice looking. I think they did a really good job on it. It's less Retrofire-y. I guess that's probably why they are doing away with the name, because I guess they're just going to make it more accurate. I'm just assuming. For all we know, the next batch could be completely stylized. But they did a really good job on the helmet. The proportions look good. The face is very nicely painted. You have all these little details in it. It just overall looks really good. The paint on the dragon is pretty solid. You got his eyes and whatnot, and it's overall nicely done. It does look a little funny with like this straight up black down here. His wings here are all painted fine. For whatever reason, they can come off. His arms are also fine. There's nothing too spectacular to him, but they get the job done. You know, Pink's is primarily white with the pink stripe. You got blues here, which is primarily blue and silver. He does have eyes here, and as does this one. And then its legs are pretty bland, I have to say. They're pretty much all solid colors, which I guess is fine, but their faces here aren't really painted, which isn't that huge of a deal for like Bandai of America toys, but I feel like they could have at least included eyes or something to make them seem a little less cheap. Like, it looks all fine until you get down here where it looks cheaper. In the back, there's not much to tell. Obviously, as you saw, it does come with a sword here, which at least is painted, because it's part of it. I'm hoping so. But it's primarily red, and then you get like the black here. But so it looks just fine. It is a bit stylized because, you know, the other one seems a little bit bigger, so this just seems a little stylized to me. Articulation-wise, you do get a nice 360 joint here, and you do get a single elbow joint here, as well as some swiveling here in the upper arm, which is nice, and you have the same exact articulation on the other arm, which is fantastic, considering this line, back when it was Retrofire and stuff, had a tendency to have different arms. The head joint is on a nice little, like, I think it's a ball joint here, so you can get your 360 creepy action, and then you can do up and down movement here, which is really nice, which, you know, for Bandai of America figures, it's nice to be able to get up and down movement, so you can do stuff like that. And then here down at the legs, you get a nice ball joint here for some great all-around movement. Swiveling here, double knee joint, I'm sorry, I'm used to saying that, single knee joint. You do get some swiveling as well. The foot here can also be moved down and up a little bit, not real side to side or anything. There's some swiveling here at the waist. So overall, pretty solidly articulated for an American figure. Nothing like Figuarts level, but overall pretty good. Let us put the sword back in him. And luckily there's no loose joint problems with mine, so that is good. So now we will set him back here, looking all cool. And now we have the Gosei Grand Megazord. And just nothing really too much here. It looks pretty much the same as the picture. I would say these are a little bit bigger, but that could just be me. But I just wanted to show that, just in case. He also comes with a card, Gosei Grand Megazord, in sort of a pose. And just to prove it, you can tell by the barcode it's going to be the same thing, but... Yep, same exact dealio. Okay, so now we will take a look at him. Here's his head sculpt. Once again, pretty nicely done. I think they did a good job on the paint details. They even got his face all detailed in here. His face looks a little funny to me, but that could just be me. But they did a real good job on the head sculpt. Overall, nicely painted and whatnot. His arms are also very nicely painted. You got details on the wheels. I could see them easily having left out like these red rims here, so that looked a little blanker, but they got all the details pretty solid on these. I think it looks pretty nice. Chest paint looks good. It's kind of got a shine to it. There's not really a whole lot to his paint, but they did a good job on detailing it up here in the upper body. His legs down here, they look a little more less plain than the Gosei Great's legs, just because of like the general designs here, but then you get down to the faces and they yet again don't have like eyes or something. I feel like they could just add a smidge more detail to these to make them seem a little bit better. But overall, he's a solid looking figure. Here's the back. And you know, the reason I think they could add paint is because usually all of their Ben 10 figures are really well painted, so I'm not sure why they always like skimp on various PR paints. But whatever. Articulation is primarily the same. You have this nice ball joint on his head, so you can do creepy exorcist stuff again, and move his head up and down on a nice joint here. Can look a little awkward with this one. And then you got a nice 360 joint here. You got swiveling in the upper arm, single elbow joint here. You have swiveling at his fist, which I forgot to mention Gosei Great also has. Sorry about that. You do have swiveling at the waist here. Nice 360 leg joint. Single elbow. This is an elbow right here. Yep, anatomy. Yeah, single knee joint, and his feet also do move down, so pretty solid, just like the other one. Some solid articulation going on, pretty nice. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with these figures. They're two nice little figures. The details on them are pretty solid. The articulation is nice. At least for these two, they seem to have finally matched up the arm joints so that they are the same instead of having one that's like stuck or something. So that's great. So if you're looking for some cool posable Megazord figures, I can recommend these. I think they're both solid figures and I enjoy them quite a bit. I do wish they would add a smidge more paint to them, but other than that, I do like them, and of course you get more cards for your Gosei Morpher. But so yeah, that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out WritersRangersRambles.com for the Crazy Podcast. Until next time, this is Dawson Ryder, signing out.